So what I'm going to talk to you about now is application control, and we're going to show you how to set a policy and then deploy to a group of computers. Now, application control gives you the ability to control what applications your users can install, but also run on their endpoint machine. So it can start giving you this ability and visibility of what events and applications people are running, and then making a decision of which ones you block and allow. So what I'm going to do is simply double click on the application control policy, and I've already got one set up. You've got three major areas: scanning, messaging and authorization. The scanning, it has this nice little feature where you can actually implement it but still allow those applications to run. And that's particularly useful because certainly from day one, you're not necessarily going to know what applications people are running. Maybe some people prefer Firefox to Internet Explorer or Google Chrome, those kinds of things. And you may not understand your user base in terms of what applications they need to run on a day-to-day level. So you can detect the applications, allow them to run, and then centrally store that information within the enterprise console to review later. Messaging, very important from an end user point of view, again giving you this ability to customize any actions for a user. For example, if there's an application they've tried to install that maybe causes a potential security risk, they may want to speak to somebody within IT to understand their requirements. On the flip side, it may be something that you just tell them that it's been logged and monitored, and please, resist from doing it again. So you can customize those messages. But the real meat of the policy is the actual authorization and blocking of the applications. You can see by this long list of application types, Sophos has actually created and populated a list of applications for you. So you haven't got to start thinking about all those different types of applications people might be using. For example, we all know there are lots of different internet browsers that people are using. Instant messaging, games, burning tools, VPN, remote management systems, software updaters, toolbars. You can see from this list they're all there, and it just gives you much more freedom to actually not have to try and understand what applications are there in the first place. As you can see, I'm going to focus on internet browsers in this particular demo. You can see on the left-hand side this large list. It covers all 5 major browsers, but you can also see that it covers a few unknown ones as well. It's very simple to block the whole list by double-clicking the arrow button, and at that point you can also see that I've imported this all added by Sophos in the future. It's not an application, but it's this ability for Sophos to take away the pain of you having to go back and add in new versions. So for example, when Firefox 3 came out, and even the new Google Chrome browser, when that was released, Sophos and Sophos Labs automatically detected it and then populated it into the blocked field where your added by Sophos in the future option was present. Now once I'm done, I'm just going to authorize one particular application that I know that I've got installed, being Internet Explorer 7 in this case. Now when I click OK, if it's already populated to a group, it's also now going to automatically redeploy that policy. Now first of all, we're going to wait for the policy to apply itself, as you can see on the smart view, and once that's done, I'm then going to execute Firefox, and you'll be able to see that error message popping up, and then I'll also recall you back to the application event viewer. Okay, so now that policy has been applied to the group, the first thing we're going to do is deploy Firefox, and I'm going to use the desktop shortcut. The first thing you'll see, or the user will see, is this kind of disallowed. You haven't got the permissions to run this particular application. But please note down in the right-hand corner this Sophos bubble. So this is the information bubble. The messaging that I talked about earlier, that will appear in the right-hand side. So again, you can try and educate your users about why they shouldn't be using a browser that you're not managing from a security point of view. But as I said earlier, we also have an event viewer. And the application control event viewer allows you to be able to recognize any application patterns, any particular groups that are using certain security tools, VPN clients, email clients that they may particularly need to use, which you may be blocking for other groups. So to summarize, application control gives you the ability to control what applications your users are using, from installing as well as also deploying onto their endpoint, and also understanding the user's behaviors in one easy to manage interface.